Hello everyone, my name is Anna and I'm 11 years old. Nice to meet you. And the topic that I'm going to talk about is should we trust the news? In my opinion, we shouldn't trust the news. Imagine a world where just a single person who read just a very small misinformation post that that he told to everyone around him. And some people realize his his talking is not true, but most of the people who didn't realize will trust him, and then it could affect to our knowledge. So for that moment, the person who told to everyone had the responsibility to accept all of his behaviors that he told to everyone misinformation, and also it's not his crime. And the crime here is the writer of that misinformation or wrong information post. So that is why we shouldn't trust the news. Firstly, we should not trust the news because on the internet that we could see there are many types of difference of news that they have different arguments or informations that's opposite to the others. So this started the moments that people that using social media falling together to find what post is true and what information is wrong. And those it could affect to the government that working. So for this moment that the informations had come to the government, the writer of the wrong informations have have to have a punishment that we had not ever expected to. That is very big. So how a little post that wrote a wrong information to affect not only people inside the country but also outside the country. In general, they are in general affect to everyone around the world. And and then a little tells that tells some wrong information, it could affect your others. For example, your teacher, for very simple examples, your teacher told you to do the math homework. And then you told your friends or your classmates to do the English homework. The next day, the teacher checks your classmates' homeworks, and then only you out of your classmates do the math homeworks, and the other classmates they showed the English homeworks, and then their classmates could feel confused, and then they will tell the teacher that you told them, and then your responsibility that time is to accept all of your behaviors and then say sorry and do some things to reparations to your classmates. So that is the big effect just only small behaviors of telling small misinformation. And secondly, there are some people asking that if we do not trust the news, how could we get the news? Okay, and do you know that most of the posts on the internet and also outside of the internet are written by journalists. But besides that, there are some unknown writers that wrote the misinformation and post them to the internet, which makes people confused. Which is the real information and which is the wrong information. But do you know that the number of those journalists, they also most of them do not have practical or experience, about things that we are talking about. That they always or usually search the information on the internet, which they didn't realize what is true and what is wrong. So when the journalists did the report, some people may feel confused because their reporting is being biased to one side rather than the other side. For example, the 9-line. A reporter believed that not a reporter that does not belong to that is not Chinese, neither Vietnamese, but that journalists search on the internet is the 9-line an imaginary or a reality. And then that journalist came into a China website, and then the information is 9-line is reality. So she wrote on the report that 9-line is the reality, which many people, also Chinese, may feel confused, and that report is being biased to the China side. And the reality is the 9-line is just an imaginary line of China. And that is the simple examples to prove that we should not trust the internet or the post or the news. And scientists discovered that 1% of Americans trust the news, and then the 60% of Americans do not trust the news. And you can see that the difference between these two numbers are very big. And also, how could we find the true course of information? Firstly, you can read books, because books are usually written by journalists or by governments or by scientists or by discovered and teachers. And these are the jobs that has discovered to become the most intelligent jobs in some countries. But that books, it can be very, very long time ago, so it does not fit with our generation now. So I suggest you guys to watch the channels that directly speeches from the government or from journalists that had an experience or experiments with it, also scientists. Thanks for your attention today. Now I have spoken and now I rest my case here. Thanks for your attention. Goodbye.